You mentioned Hill's activity earlier. You see C.J. Herbert getting to it. Nice long-range jumper there by Herbert. We'll talk about him in a moment. But Hill got to give a shout out to his high school coach, Jason Piercy at Middle Tennessee Christian School.
Starkville High School attendee.
Glad to see Des Simpson back. Winningham hits that jumper, immediately points over to Aru. Aru points back to him. You know, just good, being a good teammate right there. You know, acknowledging the pass.
He'll get a breather, 16-22. Here's your score. Tell you what, Hamilton is not afraid to mix things up. He has been attacking the heart of the defense, looking to draw fouls and finish.
Yeah, I like Hamilton's aggressiveness. It looks very good.
Are you saying he's going to create a fad? With the way he's playing right now, you might see a couple other guys.
Hey, if he has Lead Academy come out with all of that material this year and they win a state championship, well, there you go.
Exactly. Mission accomplished. Bucket scored inside. That'll make it 26-18. It's an 8-point advantage for Team 1.
C.J. Herbert with the jump hook on the interior. Like Herbert's game. He's a local kid out of Mount Juliet. Goes to Nashville Christian. Sharpshooter. And look at him. He's getting loose balls. Finishing on the interior. CJ playing his role very well.
Herbert makes it 18-28, 10-point advantage. One bounces around, won't fall. Rebound pulled down by Zay Kern. Kern loses the handle momentarily.
Herbert. CJ. Oh, good move. Couldn't get it to fall, though.
Simpson hesitates. And the turnover. Simpson turns it over there, but you see the gradual progress he's been able. Second half is underway. Doesn't take us long to get our first points of the second installment. Young C.J. Herbert, the Mount Juliet, Tennessee native, puts us on the board and makes it a 23-point contest there with that triple. Hamilton scores the 1-for-2 free throw opportunity. Here in the camp setting, you get fouled on a shooting foul, you go to the line. If you make that one free throw, you get 2 points. You miss it, you guessed it, you get 0. It's made to where there is some penalty for fouling a player in the act of shooting, but you don't spend too much time shooting free throws. For evaluation purposes, you want to see these players get up and down, get better in the process. So a good way to do it. Nice little split. And the finish. Like in the mid-range game that I'm seeing so far from Azel Eddings. Azel Eddings. Azel's first bucket was catch and shoot mid-range there. Eddings working baseline, now kicks it out to Hill. Take by Hamilton. Nobody has attacked the paint more than Hamilton here so far. He's had some empty trips, some trips to the line, some buckets. Like his intensity. One of the shorter players here, but does a great job using his body and really positioning himself to be able to take some contact. And we've got a nice little battle going on. You want to be focused and level-headed, but you also want to take pride in defending, especially in a camp setting where defense can sometimes be thrown to the wayside. Not necessarily at the Coach Henney camps, but just overall. Eddings short on the jumper. Hamilton trying to save it. Move by C.J. Herbert. He continues to impress both outside and inside. We take a look at how he started the second half. Now, that's way too much space. They say hand down, man down. I haven't figured one out for when there's nobody around the guy. Got to figure out something that rhymes when it comes to that. For now, we'll just say C.J. Herbert. Three-pointer off the mark. Rebound by C.J. Herbert. Hill going to try to get his first three-point make of the second half. No good. Rebound cleared out of there by Herbert. It will stay with Team 1. Levi no good on the... That's the same way we started the second half, and Herbert gets his second triple of the second half there in transition. Makes it 31-57.
Herbert's a kid that we saw back during the spring at the spring showcase. You know, caught our attention as a kid that, you know, good skill, good hustle player, but he's really showing himself to be a more polished player than what we remember even back during March. You know, the jumper coming out really smooth, high follow through. And look at this. Still the patented take the charge. Matter of fact, if I remember right, he often brags on social media about you know, how many charges he takes during the game.
Sets up and takes that one. Obviously, both feet set. So defending like that, he's made it a habit. We're going to have a Rue headed to the free throw line now. Hamilton loses his footing, but still able to get it to a teammate. Hamilton fearless, but Aru knocking that one away. 3 defenders around him. Move and finish off the glass for Aru.
Big fella out here doing work.
Yep. Plain and simple. Made it obvious that he'd be a problem there in the opening minutes. Problem that has not been solved here as we approach the 4-minute mark. C.J. Herbert putting together a nice game. We take a look at him here in transition a couple minutes ago. Over there by himself. Got a Coach Hemi sign and an empty seat there at the end of the bench. By the time the defender runs out there, it's way too late. There's Keegan Dotson to get inside to Gardner. Here comes the double. Aru's right there, will kick it out. Alex Jones knocked down a few jumpers, able to take advantage of the close to triple team that Garner drew. C.J. Herbert, if you were watching earlier today, him knocking down that three ball should be no surprise. He's been shooting it well here. Garner shows his touch off the glass. Talked with Jonathan Hemingway earlier in the broadcast, and he mentioned that if Garner can show that consistency with that outside shot, it's really going to help his ceiling in terms of potential, but also showing he can do some things on the perimeter, even though he's going against some size that isn't as large as some of the levels he'd aspire to play at. He's still showing he can do some things on the perimeter to where even when your average defender or player is taller and longer than your average defender here, showing he can still do some things even against that caliber. Herbert with the coast-to-coast finish. It's a 10-point contest. That's getting from point A to point B in a hurry. Allen Bailey. Herbert from the corner. On rebound off the mark. Nice pass ahead. Will it be finished? Oh, Herbert gets called for the foul. Looked like he got it clean up top. It will be hard to tell from that up top angle, but let's take a look at it. Yeah, it looked clean to me. I say that with the score there by Aaron Bates. C.J. Herbert continues to shoot it well. Too much mustard on that pass intended for Herbert. He and Zay Kern just shake it off and get back on D. Good rhythm going. We are under the 5-minute mark. It's a 15-point contest in favor of Team 1. Dotson gets it to Bradley Cole. Cole tried to ignite something late there in the previous game. Went on a 6-0 run by himself towards the end of that one. Herbert fouled on the play. Kenny Aru has been sort of quiet here in this game, number 9 there in the white. No fault to him. His team is just sort of flowing. They're moving the ball around, so it's not really sticking in one spot. But for him, he hasn't got a ton of touches or chances to do work in this one so far. But still plenty of time left in this game. And he's the type of player you don't have to really call a play for him to make his presence felt. Doesn't need a ton of touches. He'll create his own just by running the floor. Being able to finish when you need him to. Nice pass ahead. And the layup wouldn't stay down for Allen Bailey. A good look ahead there for Bradford.
Hands up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dotson, that's a tough shot. Back rims it. Good hustle by Herbert. He saves it, but right to Dotson. Passing over to Gardner. Nice defense along the baseline for Bailey.
Set him one, set him one. Come out, set him one.
Good take initially by Bradford. Couldn't get it to go. It was both Morgan, Gardner, and Aru tie up for it. No back down in either one of those guys. Herbert fouled by Gardner. He'll head to the line.
Oh yeah.
Good defense being played by Bailey. Bailey, Bradford, and Zay Kern are going to go to the final whistle here, just in terms of the level of defense that they've played and them being determined to play it all the way out. Guys are moving their feet and communicating in a way that you expect from players that are looking to maximize their potential and what they can do for their team. Herbert with the steal and enough gas in the tank to finish it. That's a good way to end the half, young man. We'll go into halftime. It is in a 36-11 lead for Team 1. The floodgates are open here in this one at the Coach Hemme Fall Workout.